these clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just wanna go home. I just wanna be home.
Mace, say names.
Yeah, security crime behind the car.
Damn.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. It's like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the. Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
But he there for security.
What you think I'm gonna be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't wanna know.
Just can't tell me nothing. That's why when be talking tough, I said, man, just save it. I done seen all that. Nigga said he wanna just go home.
Oh,
and be this blanket. He's like, what?
But he there for security.
You're never gonna be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket.
Crazy.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these niggas.
Things just got real in hip-hop and fans don't quite know how to process it. Gene Deal, the former bodyguard who once stood shoulder to shoulder with Diddy during the wildest Bad Boy Records days, just dropped a chilling message. And this time the target isn't random. It's aimed straight at Maze and Camron, the Harlem legends who run the viral talk show. It is what it is. But here's the twist. Gene's message didn't sound like a casual online rant. It felt like a warning. The kind you hear before something serious goes down. Even fans said they'd never seen him this intense before. It all popped off after a clip from It Is What It Is went viral, where Maze and Cam were clowning around, taking light jabs at the old school rap industry. They name-dropped Diddy, Gene, and the whole Bad Boy era, cracking jokes about record deals, street rumors, and how some folks still too scared to even speak on Diddy's name. The crowd laughed. But behind those laughs, there was tension. Because for people who actually lived through that era, those jokes hit nerves. Especially for Jeune Deal.C, Gene ain't some YouTuber chasing clout. He was there, front row, when hip-hop's darkest moments went down. He's spoken publicly about the Tupac and Biggie murders, Diddy's hidden lifestyle and what he calls the dark price of fame. So, when he saw Maze and Cam poking fun at that legacy, he took it personal.
Trying to picture your facial reaction to I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If my security holding me down in Cali, is somebody, the #1 rapper in the world get killed, you're telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mace, about to be #1. That's what I'm saying, I wonder his face, because I'm like, if y'all let do that to Big, I don't stand a chance.
A few nights later, Gene Deal went live, face stone serious, voice low and cold. He said, "Y'all really think this is a joke? The streets don't forget. Tell them boys to move careful. This game'll eat you alive, especially the ones who think they can't be touched." That one clip flipped the internet upside down. Nobody could tell if it was a warning or a threat, but everyone felt the weight behind it. The way he said, "move careful," had people hitting replay over and over like, wait, what's he really trying to say? Within hours, headlines started popping up everywhere. Gene Deal sends chilling message to Maze and Camron. Gene warns, stop talking before it's too late. The whole thing carried this eerie energy like the ghosts of Bad Boys past were still out there, haunting anyone who dared to speak on that era. Comment sections were packed with fans saying, "He knows something we don't, and this feels more like a warning than advice." Then, just when people thought it might calm down, Gene doubled back that same night. He said, "Them Harlem boys better chill before they end up in the same kind of stories they laughing about." That line hit like a shiver down the spine. It wasn't loud. It wasn't angry. It was quiet, too quiet. And that calm tone made it 10 times more chilling.
Say, if you gonna say something, be man and motherfucking young. the name. When I tell a motherfucking story, Red, I tell it with the name.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral out here.
Yeah.
Now the content creators who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown ass man, Mason Camron, made suggestions to Bad Boy Security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being Bad Boy Security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. You already know, Mace. When you doing all that stuff to Gene Deal, what do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big Nim Keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big Nim I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Once that clip hit social media, it exploded instantly. Fans started tagging Maze and Camron nonstop, demanding a response. Everybody wanted to know, were they shaken or ready to clap back? At first though, Maze and Cam played it cool. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they brushed it off with jokes. Cam smirked, man, Gene acting like this some kind of mob flick. And Maze fired back, if we gotta watch our backs just for talking, guess we already made it then. The studio cracked up, but fans online? They weren't laughing. They felt something darker moving underneath all that humor, and sure enough, Gene Deal caught that episode and he wasn't amused. On another live stream, his patience snapped. He said, you Harlem boys always joking? You think 'cause you got cameras around, nothing can touch you? Cameras don't save people. Us the ones who ain't here no more? That line made the whole chat go silent. Then Gene started digging deeper, talking about how back in the 90s, people used to vanish for saying the wrong thing. He hinted that even today, certain industry secrets can still get people touched. He didn't drop names, but everyone knew who he was pointing at. Let's be real, Gene Deal isn't some random loud voice online. He's the man who says he witnessed key moments connected to Biggie's death, the same man who claims he's still being followed for what he knows. In his own words, the truth got bodies attached to it. So when someone like that starts issuing warnings, people listen. Fans began digging through his old interviews, piecing together clues, connecting them to Maze's long, messy history with Bad Boy. Remember, Maze and Diddy go way back. Broken contracts, missing royalties, years of silence, and then a sudden spiritual comeback followed by bold accusations. Maze has been calling Diddy out for years, saying he exploited his artists and silenced the truth. But now, with Gene Deal stepping in, those old wounds feel freshly reopened, and this time, there's a dangerous edge attached to it.
If you want to say something, Mace, tell us why you didn't go. Mace, why you didn't go to the party? Mace, why you didn't go to the party?
Party? Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you, you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be no
So Mace, who told you, Mace, did not tell you, listen to him, Mace, did I tell, let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had time?
Mace, let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mace, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mace? That's some
Even Camron, who usually laughs through everything, started looking uneasy once fans kept tagging him under Gene's videos. On a later episode, he finally addressed it. He said, "We ain't scared, but we ain't stupid either. We from Harlem. We know what time it is." That's when it hit people, this wasn't just YouTube chatter anymore. Something real was brewing. It felt like the tension was no longer between entertainers, it was between eras. The old guard who survived hip-hop's darkest chapters, and the new wave who joke about those same stories for clicks. Gene Deal wasn't letting it slide. He fired back, saying, "These new media dudes don't even know the kind of doors they opening." They laughing. But some of them jokes come with curses. That one line went viral again. Suddenly, people weren't laughing, they were unsettled. Because deep down, it didn't sound like Gene was warning Maze and Cam out of hate. It sounded like he was warning them out of experience. Like a man who's seen too much, trying to tell the next generation, some stories ain't meant to be played with.
In a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask a question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Dill, the officer had to come get me.
When the interviewer asked, "So you were staying in the hotel with a young lady. What happened after you heard Biggie died?" Gene took a breath. His voice dropped. He said, "Man, I was trapped in that hotel. Couldn't even move. There were like 70 bloods in the hallway. I couldn't step outside my door." The host pressed. "Trapped? What do you mean?" Gene looked down. After Big got hit, they were hunting for more bad boy artists. I couldn't leave until an officer, Gene D, came to get me out. That one story reignited the whole internet. Every podcast, every reaction channel, every gossip blog, everybody was talking about it. Some said Gene was being dramatic. Others said he's the only one brave enough to tell the truth. One influencer tweeted, "Gene Deal might sound paranoid, but history proves he ain't lying." That tweet went viral because deep down, fans knew he was right. Hip-hop has always had a dark side when it comes to people who talk too much, from unsolved murders to quiet. Industry cover-ups, Gene's warning didn't come from thin air, but the way he delivered it made it sound personal. In another video, Gene stared straight into the camera and said, "Maze, you know I ain't lying. You were there. You saw what happened when certain people crossed that man." Everyone assumed that man meant Diddy, and when Gene's voice cracked, it changed everything. This wasn't about beef anymore. It felt like survival talk. Fans started commenting things like, "He's not threatening them. He's warning them." History repeats itself. That hit especially hard for Maze, because he's already been outspoken about exposing Diddy's wrongdoings. Remember last year when he dropped that fiery interview saying he wanted to free the souls of artists trapped in bad contracts? Gene echoed that moment, saying, "The people who talk about freeing souls usually end up losing theirs." That line sent chills across social media. Cam tried to keep things light, but the tension was clear. During one episode, he said, "I love Gene, but I don't like when old heads make it sound spooky. We comedians with mics, not gangsters with guns." Still, fans noticed the shift. Less laughter. More pauses. More side eyes between Cam and Maze even. Maze himself seemed more guarded on camera, like he was thinking twice before cracking another Diddy joke. Online. The debate split in two. Some said Gene was protecting them, an OG giving a warning like an older brother. Others believed he was delivering a message, speaking for someone much higher up, either way. The whole situation turned eerie, because Gene Deal isn't some blogger chasing views. He's someone who's seen real blood, real silence, and real consequences. This ain't just celebrity drama. This is about legacy, power, and the price of truth. And Gene's message reminded everyone watching, behind the jokes and headlines, this game still has ghosts. And some secrets were never meant to be spoken out loud.
So he was trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mace knew the whole situation. Mace knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, bow. Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kitty flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, oh, why security? So ask security, ask Big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block, they coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car but Big. Mace knew this. Me and Mace had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on to him, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't gotta worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not gonna hesitate, because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life for.
Meanwhile, Gene hasn't backed down one bit. On his podcast, he said calmly, "They can laugh if they want, but I sleep good knowing I warned them." Then he added, "The same people they joke about still got pull, and I don't want to see no young brothers become martyrs for clout." That line hit different. It didn't sound like a threat, it sounded like pain. Like a man who's seen too many lives lost to pride and silence. Maybe Gene isn't trying to scare Maze and Cam. Maybe he's trying to save them from the same trap that swallowed others before them. Still, fans are divided. Some call Gene a truth teller, the last real one left in a fake world. Others say he's fear-mongering, chasing relevance through nostalgia. But one thing's for sure, the energy around Maze and Cam's show changed overnight. Now the question isn't if they'll clap back. It's whether they'll survive the echoes they just awakened, because Gene's message was clear. In hip-hop, there are rules outsiders don't see. You can joke, you can talk. But once you cross certain lines, you don't just wake up attention. You wake up ghosts and Maze and Cam. They might have just poked one of the oldest ghosts in the game. This moment proves something. No matter how much time passes, the shadows of that bad boy era still linger. And the louder people try to expose them, the louder the warnings get. Whether Gene Deal was sending a threat or a prophecy, only time will tell. But one thing's certain, when a man like Gene says, "Move careful," you listen. Because in this industry, one wrong word can echo forever.